It's meteorologist Cory Reppenhagen here with the 9 News Weather Impact Team with a look at your forecast as we wind down this winter storm. Snow showers starting to decrease across the area. The mountains will remain in a winter storm warning until about 5 o'clock tonight, and then we'll start to introduce the really cold air, which will keep our temperatures much cooler than normal for the next 3 or 4 days as we go into the holiday weekend. Take a look up at the high country right now. We have the snow still falling at the Eisenhower and Johnson tunnels. They starting to get a little bit more snow in the lanes there. It's not completely snow packed, but they'll have to get the plows out there once again. You can have some impactful snow here in the high country for about the next 3 hours. But after 5 o'clock this evening, that should start to wind down. You see, they did just close the tunnels, and that's because it's the top of the hour. They're letting the hazardous materials, trucks with hazardous materials, go through the tunnels since Loveland Pass is closed. So they briefly shut down the tunnels here for a few minutes at the top of each hour while Loveland Pass remains closed, mostly because of avalanche conditions in the Seven Sisters right there at the bottom of the pass, full of snow. They're going to have to do some serious avalanche mitigation on Highway 6, so that pass will likely stay closed for quite some time here. Colorado ski report looking real nice here. So got some ski resorts approaching the 3-foot mark here as we go into the day. These totals were actually from this morning here. So the Aspen area with 34 inches at Aspen and Snowmass, 32 in Crested Butte. It's been snowing fairly consistently all day, not as heavy as yesterday, but most likely several of these resorts will get up over the 3-foot mark for this storm. So we'll have 2 to 3 foot storm on our hands here. 13 open ski resorts reported more than 2 feet of snow. Mountain towns did pretty good as well. We have a few mountain towns approaching the 2-foot mark. And Mount Crested Butte at the base of Crested Butte Mountain did get 26 inches reported this morning. These are storm totals, so it's a 48-hour total here. Gunnison and 20. So there will be a few of these mountain towns that get over a foot and up to 2 feet of snow in the mountain towns. When you look at the live radar picture here, a couple of things to point out. Here is one, the decreasing snow showers in the mountains. So the radar beam is kind of blocked from the low level precipitation that's falling right now. So at least that's an indication that the snow is not falling from these high mountain clouds. So it's mostly just orographic snow showers within the mountain peaks there. So that should continue for about the next 2 to 3 hours, and then it should all start to really diminish in the high country as we go into tonight. And also the snow showers are starting to decrease across the Front Range here as well. We could catch a flurry or two over the next couple of hours, but for the most part we're pretty much done with this storm when it comes to the snow showers. They look at the live web camera from Horsetooth Mountain overlooking the city of Fort Collins. You can see some snow falling there. It looks like it could either be flurries or falling from the trees, but very light stuff there. But you can see the cloud cover increasing once again in that area as we just kind of work our way through this system on the end of the day. So Denver ended up doing pretty good. We reported 3.3 inches out at Denver International Airport. So that's the official climate station for Denver. So that gets us up to the 4th snowiest November of all time. So it doesn't feel like a super snowy month because it's only snowed twice. We only had 2 storms, but since that first storm we had 20 inches. It's going to qualify as the 4th snowiest November of all time, with the big one in the beginning and the little one at the end. Here's your forecast for the rest of the day here. We will just continue to mix in a few clouds and sunshine here as we go through the next couple of hours, and really probably clear out completely by about 9 o'clock tonight, and that's going to open the doors for some really cold temperatures tomorrow morning as we're tracking the Thanksgiving chill. Icy roads will be possible on the Front Range tomorrow because we'll get the temperatures down into at least the upper teens, maybe even the middle teens here across some of our area. as we have an Arctic cold front that's pressing in from the north, and that air will be continually pushing in over the next 3 days. So that'll keep us cold through our holiday weekend. That includes Black Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and maybe start to break out of that cold pattern sometime on Monday afternoon. And that'll open the door for several 50-degree days in a row, and that probably will include your next weekend. We'll probably be chasing a 60-degree day on the next weekend before the next cold front gets here. If you look at the forecast, the future cast as we go through the day here, we'll watch how the snow showers diminish in both the high country and the lower elevations here by 5:30, with only just an isolated pocket of flurries here and there. But after 5:30, it'll be pretty much over with, and by 8:30, we'll start to clear the skies out. And then on Thanksgiving morning, many of us will wake up to clear skies and the sunshine, but those temperatures will stay cold. The impacts from that snow up in the high country will be evident remaining, as an avalanche warning will be in place through the day today and tomorrow, as we now have 2 to 3 feet of fresh snow sitting on top of a weak layer of snow, and that weak layer developed over the last 20 days with the freeze-thaw cycle without any new precipitation falling on it. And so all those slopes that are greater, the angles greater than 30 degrees are going to slide. The Colorado Avalanche Information Center is expecting to see hundreds of avalanches over the next 48 hours. When you look at your satellite and radar picture, you can see the precipitation diminishing here over the state of Colorado, and you can also see nothing out in the Pacific Northwest, and that's the first time we've seen that in about 10 days, and that means there's nothing else coming down the pipe as far as a winter storm or precipitation. But we will have this will track the cold air, which will be coming in over the next several days. And today you can start to see these purple colors starting to come into Colorado. That's labeled there as extremely cold air, and that's just the beginning of an Arctic cold front that will be coming in all the way from the North Pole, a swirling cold pocket of air called the polar vortex. And that's why a lot of times you actually hear people call these Arctic cold fronts polar vortexes, because that's where it's coming from, and that's the really cold air indicated by those dark gray colors. And the bulk of this air will come into the Great Lakes region and the northeast part of the country. But if you look very on the edge there, Colorado, and especially northeast Colorado, will remain on the edge of all this air as it continues to push in over the next 3 or 4 days. Once we get to Monday, you can start to see some of those blue colors coming into Colorado, indicating that's just normal cold. So we'll have more of a normal day on Monday, and then we'll start to warm things up. But here's how that looks on your forecast lows for Thanksgiving morning, looking very cold with negative temperatures in much of the mountain valleys. And down here on the eastern plains and the Front Range, we're looking at temperatures possibly stopping down into the middle teens, if not at least the upper teens. So very cold morning. Any of those streets that do not dry out completely tonight will refreeze on Thursday morning, so be very careful with that. Your forecast high temperatures for Thanksgiving looking cold as well. Probably not going to make it into the 40s. If we do, it'll just be briefly, mainly characterized as a 30-degree day here across the area for Thanksgiving. And the mountain towns should get a fair bit of sunshine tomorrow, warming up into close to getting above freezing. So when you look at your 7-day forecast, you see that very sunny but cold Thanksgiving there, and Black Friday, Saturday, and Sunday remaining below average as far as the temperatures go, especially the morning low temperatures. We see a 17 on the board again for Friday morning, a 19 on Saturday. Sunday morning likely still in the teens, and then possibly Monday morning getting up there closer to normal with a 21-degree temperature to start that day. And we'll warm things up starting on Monday afternoon into Tuesday. We'll start putting some 50s on the board, and that trend should stay through the coming week into the next weekend, where we may even be chasing an upper 50 or possibly a 60-degree day by the weekend after this. So that's your forecast there. Thank you for tuning in and have a great Thanksgiving.